Making the headlines this morning, Governor Obiano flags off first-round maternal, newborn and child week. Anambra State government embarks on the silting of drainages to prevent adverse effects of flooding. UN projects Nigeria and order 8 countries for half world population growth by 2050. Encephalitis kills more than 100 children in India's Bihar state. My name is Chidimma Oranwa. You are welcome to the news. Governor Willie Obiano has flagged off the first round of maternal, newborn and child health week in the state. Governor Obiano performed the function at the primary health care center, Ebu Umuenem Otolo Nnewi, North Council area. Government House correspondent Eji Kabana reports.
The event attracted the Nnewi, including the former governor of Anambra State, Dame Beji Etiaba, the Commissioner for Health, Dr. Vincent Okpala, government functionaries, traditional ruler of Nnewi, Igwe Kenneth Orizu, among others. Performing the function, Governor Obiano called on the Anambra to make their children available for the exercise, which will end in a week. The governor highlighted various achievements of his administration in the health sector, including providing adequate medical equipment and speedboats to riverine areas of the state, which ensured comprehensive immunization coverage of the state, resulting to the state emerging winner in immunization coverage, beating other states of the federation, stressing that over 2 million children have been immunized in the state since 2014. Governor Obiano urged participants to join in sensitizing their neighbors and called on people who still think that immunization kills children to disregard such information.
I'm here at Ebu Otolo Nnewi to flag off the 2019 immunization of our children. This is a whole week affair. I encourage people in this community to come out to have their children immunized, and we're giving other supplements to make sure that their children grow very well. This is a free exercise. Last year we came first in the nation for the wide coverage of this immunization.
The Commissioner for Health, Dr. Vincent Okpala, said that the exercise is the state government's efforts to boost routine immunization rates, reduce child morbidity and mortality, thereby increase mother and child health, and expressed optimism that they will increase their target in years to come.
The overall goal for us here today is to reduce neonatal, maternal, child morbidity and mortality. We want to supplement vitamin A to children 6 months to 59 months. We want to ensure the sustenance of break in the transmission of white polio virus in the state.
Earlier, the Executive Secretary of the State Primary Health Care Development Agency, Dr. Choma Ezenyimolo, stressed that the exercise is free and identified areas of intervention to include nutrition screening, vitamin A supplementation, birth registration, family planning, distribution of long-lasting insecticidal treated nets, deworming, antenatal care, health education, among others. Symbolic immunization by the governor, as well as renditions by children from Dubem Nursery Primary School, featured at the event. From Nnewi, Ejike Abana, ABS News.
The Nigerian Institution of Surveyors, NIS, has presented an award of excellence to Governor Willie Obiano in recognition of his exceptional leadership style and support to the association. The governor received the award during the 54th Annual General Meeting and Conference of the association held in Awka. Correspondent Emmanuel Okonkwo was there and now reports.
The 5-day event, which kicked off on Monday this week with the theme National Mapping, Infrastructure, and geospatial technologies in monitoring disasters for sustainable development attracted members of the association from across the country, including wives of the surveyors, and exposed the participants to ways of adapting to the 21st century requirements of the profession. Declaring the event open, Governor Obiano, who was represented by his deputy, Dr. Nkemo Okeke, while describing the surveyors as indispensable in human environment, assured that his government will continue to support and partner them in his quest to reclaiming lands from erosion, as he identified flooding as one of the major natural disasters experienced by the state.
So we have to look for good sites. That's where the surveyor will always come in, to go and map out the area. So the work is continuous. And I continue to pray that you all will continue to do your duty in your respective locations and make people's life better than you met it in Jesus' name.
Earlier in an address, the president of the association, Mr. Charles Alabo, commended the state governor for carrying surveyors in the state along in the scheme of things and encouraged members to always stick to professionalism in order to retain the pride of the profession. Mr. Alabo disclosed that the association, which was founded in 1934 as the Licensed Surveyors Association and was later changed to Land Surveyors Association of Nigeria in 1960 and then in 1966 changed to Nigerian Institution of Surveyors, aims at seeking the professional well-being of its members, maintaining the integrity of the profession and enhancing its status, among others. In a remark, the President, Association of Professional Bodies of Nigeria, APBN, Engineer Olumuyiwa Ajibola, commended the group for helping in tackling disasters of all sorts in the country, calling for synergy amongst professional bodies in the country to guide the nation on how to develop true knowledge on disaster-related issues towards achieving sustainable development in Nigeria.
The Association of Professional Bodies plead for all professions, high integrity and ethical standards.
On his part, the President, National Population Commission, Mr. Joaquin Olasi, acknowledged the importance of surveyors in human existence, describing the theme of the event as apt as it addresses issues facing the sustainability of the nation's development. Special rendition by wives of the surveyors for their husbands added glamour to the event. In Awka, I am Emmanuel Okonkwo, reporting for ABS News.
Still on the news this morning, Anambra State Government has embarked on the salting and clearing of drainages around the major cities across the state. The aim is to ensure free flow of water. Correspondent Valentine Mbadoga reports.
While speaking to the ABS during the exercise along the Koka axis, the outgoing Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Mike Okonkwo, who disclosed this, noted that it was the directive of Governor Willie Obiano, pointing out that it is a precautionary approach to prevent flooding. The commissioner noted that the exercise is ongoing at the major cities across the state and other areas which are prone to heavy flooding during the rainy season, and called on Anambra to collaborate with the state government to ensure that the environment is protected.
It's because the drainages are blocked, so you have flooding when there shouldn't be flooding. You know, if the drainages are clear, the water will go to the final destination, which is natural, flood paths, which is usually rain, river, or the like.
Contributing, the contractor in charge of the exercise, Chief Raf Obidimma, noted that the drainage channels across the state required standard and is capable of controlling the flood caused by rainfalls, but regretted that some people are being indifferent to public facilities, which was meant to benefit everyone, calling on the relevant stakeholders to ensure strict monitoring and punishment of offenders, which he said will help in curbing illegal dumping of refuse, especially into the drains, commending the governor for the exercise.
In every area, we have a channel where the rain, where there's going to be discharged to the main place. So now we open up every other channel to Anambra, every area of
a shop owner around Ikoka, Mr. Jeffrey Nwankwo, noted that the act is clear demonstration of commitment towards providing in the Anambra with safe and friendly environment, noting that it goes a long way to show that the governor is aware of what is happening within the state, but condemned the rate and manner at which people dump refuse into the flood channels.
And also, I want to use this medium to advise general masses. The way I read, they used to dump refuse and other things that block the quota. It's very bad. They should assist government in controlling those things.
In Oka, Anambra reporting for ABS News.
Residents of Peter Ventus Street in Bibale Alto Boko in Obara Council area have heaved a sigh of relief as they now have access road to the street, which was blocked by a structure erected at the center of the street by one Mr. Remy Eze. The access road was created following the demolition of the illegal structures and other shanties embarked upon by the Office of Transition Committee Chairman, Obara Council area, Mr. Arinze Chukwu Awogo. Correspondent Emengini Osadebe filed in the report taken from our studios.
The exercise, which was carried out with heavy presence of armed security personnel, attracted commendation from the residents of the streets as they appreciated the present administration and the state for its efforts towards alleviating the plight of the people. Some of the residents, including Mrs. Emeka Oruche and Okezo Koli, said that the community has suffered untold hardship due to the blockage, as they have over 4 streets with similar obstructions, noting that hoodlums are using the structures as their hideouts where they carry out their criminal activities, while some have converted the building as a dump site. Another resident, Mrs. Doris Okoye, expressed joy at the development, adding that since the blockage, she no longer makes sales, as people find it difficult to get to her shop from other streets. Government officials at the site, including the Special Advisor to the Governor on Local Government Liaison, Mr. Hippolyte Obedi, and Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Local Government Liaison, Engineer Oke Udeze, stated that they received series of letters from the leadership of the community over the obstruction, and we are mandated by Ogbaru Council Transition Committee Chairman, Comrade Arinze Awogo, to carry out the demolition exercise. The Chairman Committee of Works of the Council, Engineer Nnamdi Sumei, recounted a series of consultations and letters written to the said Mr. Eze, who constructed the structure, to remove it to no avail, saying that they have no other option than to use force.
We wrote a letter to him to come and remove it. He refused. So we as a government, people here are complaining. So we now say, okay, we can't be in the government and such thing will happen. So we say we should come and put a smile in these people's, because people are living around here.
Bishop Ezofo asked fathers to be alive to responsibilities and to shown life of the church. It was a dance of honor, praises, and thanksgiving as Christian fathers at St. John the Divine Church, Oko, in Orumba North Local Government Area, joined their counterparts across the globe yesterday, or day before yesterday rather, to observe this year's International Father's Day. This day, which usually takes place in Third Sunday in June, is an event used to celebrate fathers and father figures. We have details.
In a sermon to mark the event, the Anglican Bishop of Agota Diocese, Right Reverend Samuel Ezofo, who said that all the families on earth took their names from God, charged fathers to always be available to their wives, children, and entire family. Bishop Ezofo regretted that some fathers live lives of deceit, reminding them that as pastors of their various families, they should emulate the humility of God, who is the first father. The Anglican prelate, who said that being a father goes beyond paying the school fees of children and buying clothes for them, cautioned fathers against provoking their children to prevent them from going astray. Bishop Ezofo, whose theme for the sermon centered on the fatherhood of God and man, advised fathers to always be faithful, trustworthy, in addition to taking full charge of their family responsibility. In an interview, the chairman of the Anglican Men's Fellowship, St. John the Divine Church, Oko, Mr. Alex Ezegugobe, and the president of Agwata Diocesan Women's Ministry, Mrs. Chinyere Ezofo, stressed the need for fathers to always invest in the education of their children to secure a bright future for them. They called on parents to always monitor the kind of company their children keep, in addition to ensuring that they take active part in church activities to draw them closer to God.
The board on Yandin Nanine, Bob Buna Abud, and the Okana we had a Fuboch. Okusik and Din Nanine, Tinu Tunaya, wherefore Din and Amunyoko here.
The wife at home needs to be supportive, encouraging, advising, and then even in the time of difficulty, the woman should be there with the man to know that he is not there in the problem alone and that what he is doing is for the good of the family.
The vicar of the church and the Archdeacon of Oko Archdeaconry, Venerable David Opalononuju, charged fathers to always be role models to their children. The service featured special thanksgiving by members of the Anglican Men's Fellowship of the church, led by Bishop Ezofo, who is one of their parishioners. The traditional ruler of Oko, Igwe Professor Lars Ekweme, President, Agwata Council of Knights, Sir Isaiah Eze Ezika, as well as the Bishop of Ohaji Egbema Diocese, Right Reverend Chidi Obala Ojiaku, were among those that attended the service. Special anthem by members of the Anglican Children's Ministry added glamour to the event.
Still to come after the break, UN projects Nigeria and other 8 countries for half-world population growth by 2050. Encephalitis kills more than 100 children in India's Bihar state. The news returns after this timeout. Please do join us again.
ABS, Heartbeats of the East.
Glad to have you back on for the rest of the news. More than half of the world's population growth will be concentrated in 9 countries, including Nigeria, United States, Pakistan, and DR Congo by 2050, the United Nations said. 3 other African countries, Ethiopia, Egypt, and Tanzania, as well as Indonesia and India, are also included in the list. According to the report, the world's most populous country, China, will see its population drop by 2.2%, or around 31.4 million, between 2019 and 2050. It noted that 27 countries or territories have experienced a reduction of at least 1% in the size of their population since 2010 due to low levels of fertility. The report also says that outpacing new births in Belarus, Estonia, Germany, Hungary, Italy, Japan, Russia, Serbia, and Ukraine, but that population loss will be offset by an inflow of migrants. Over now to business news. To reduce what is described as incredible economic waste compounded by environmental pollution, the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, NSIA, plans to invest in the biggest gas flare capture in the country. The decision follows Nigeria's high gas flaring rate, reputed as the 6th highest, even as it holds the 9th largest reserves, estimated at 180 trillion cubic feet in the world. To date, previous efforts to end flaring in petroleum operations had proved abortive. Reports indicate that oil companies in Nigeria produce over 4 billion standard cubic feet of gas daily, of which about 700 million are wasted through flaring due to dearth of gas gathering infrastructure and lack of funding to invest in such ventures. To this end, the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer, NSIA, Uche Oji told journalists in Lagos that the authority is very advanced in concluding due process on a huge gas capture project. More than 100 children in Indian state of Bihar, which has some of the country's worst health indicators, have been killed by a brain virus potentially linked to leeches, officials said. The northern state, one of India's poorest and home to almost 100 million people, is also in the throes of a major heat wave that is the country's second longest on record and has so far claimed 78 lives. Bihar has been struggling with an outbreak of acute encephalitis syndrome, AES, since the start of June. 85 children have now died in the state's biggest government-run hospital, the Sri Krishna Medical College, and a hospital in the city of Muzaffarpur, and 18 others at a private facility, according to municipal officials. Most of the victims have suffered the loss of glucose in their blood. Health officials said such outbreaks have happened annually during summer burns in the same district since 1995, typically coinciding with the lynch season. Several years ago, US researchers have said that the brain disease could be linked to a toxic substance found in the fruits. Over now to the world of sports, a testimonial match between Nigerian Bar Association, Oka branch, and judiciary workers took place at the weekend in honor of the outgoing chairman of the Nigerian Bar Association, Oka branch, Gabe Moneke, for his sterling leadership. The match, which took place at Paul University Field, Oka, had in attendance lawyers, judiciary workers, family members, as well as well-wishers of the outgoing chairman of the Oka branch of the Nigerian Bar Association. Kenneth Chukwudi has details.
The outgoing chairman, Mr. Moneke, said that members of the branch decided to honor him based on their judgment of his performance and organized the testimonial match. He noted that apart from the widely acknowledged Amanke Okafor biannual lecture, which he instituted, and the infrastructural development at the MBA Bar Center in Oka, bringing unity and peace amongst all the lawyers in the branch were some of his achievements.
They said because I'm not here to sing my praises. What they said is that I brought peace to Oka branch. I was able to bring them together into a family. So everything now, initially, we had issues. So I tried as much as I could to resolve those issues.
One of those present at the testimonial match and the Vice President, Radio, Television, Theatre and Art Workers Union of Nigeria, Ratau, Southeast Zone, Prince Emeka Kalu, remarked that Mr. Moneke has made a solid footprint on the sands of time with the sterling leadership he brought at the MBA Oka branch, which had given the body a benefiting office which depicts the noble profession.
The profession is most high because he made a lot of achievements. He came to an MBA that had no secretariat, no bar center. He built one, completed the bar center at Works Road, and named it after the legendary Sir Amanke Okafor.
Some lawyers who spoke at the event, including Mr. Uche Egu and Nnamdi Anago, joined their voices in commending the outgoing chairman of the MBA Oka branch for his humble leadership, which has seen it attain heights, especially the conducive MBA Bar Center, the Amanke Okafor biannual lecture, and the peaceful coexistence of the branch members, noting that the solid foundation he has laid for the branch will not be forgotten in a hurry, and wished him well in all his future endeavors. In Oka, it's been Kenechukwu Chukwudi for ABS News.
And that's just about it on the news this morning. But before we go, a quick reminder that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any parts of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV online. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now the recap of our major stories. Governor Bieno has flagged off first round maternal, newborn and child week. Anambra state government has embarked on the silting of drainages to prevent adverse effects of flooding. UN has projected Nigeria and other 8 countries for half world population growth by 2050. Encephalitis has killed more than 100 children in India's Bihar state. And that's the size of our package this morning. Many thanks for watching. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. Good morning, Anambra continues. Stay tuned.